to be seen, hiding in the shadows as they watched for any sign of unusual activity. They believed that if they could expose her, their beauty would finally be recognized. Bola, unaware of their plan, continued her nightly ritual as usual. She carefully removed her head, set it on her lap, and began to work her magic on her hair. It glistened in the dim light of her candle as she styled it with flawless precision. Outside, Olabasai and her group huddled close, straining their ears. The night was silent, but soon they heard faint whispers coming from Bola's window. Olabasai crept closer and, to her astonishment, saw a strange glow flickering through a crack in the curtain. "Something is happening inside," Olabasai whispered to the others. "Stay quiet and watch." They carefully peeked through the window, holding their breath as they prepared to witness whatever sorcery Bola was using. What they saw shocked them to their core. There, under the soft glow of candlelight, Bola sat with her head in her lap, brushing her hair with one hand and weaving intricate patterns with the other. Her body was detached from her head, yet she moved with ease. "What in the world?" one of the women gasped, unable to believe her eyes. Olabasai's heart raced. She had expected to catch Bola using some charm, but nothing had prepared her for this. It was far worse than any of them had imagined. "We need to tell everyone," Olabasai hissed, backing away from the window. "She's a witch. She's been using dark magic to deceive us all." The others nodded, fear and excitement mixing in their expressions. This was their chance to finally bring Bola down. The next morning, as the sun rose over Oralu, Olabasai wasted no time. She gathered the villagers in the market square, her voice loud and commanding as she told them about what she and the others had witnessed. "Bola is not what she seems," Olabasai proclaimed. "She uses dark magic to deceive us all." The crowd gasped in shock. Many of the villagers had admired Bola for years, but now doubt crept into their hearts. Could it be true? Was the woman they adored truly a witch? Olabasai's words struck fear into them, and murmurs spread through the crowd like wildfire. "We saw it with our own eyes," one of the women who had been with Olabasai chimed in. "She takes off her head and styles her hair herself. It's unnatural. She's been fooling all of us." Bola had no idea what was happening. As she walked through the market later that morning, she noticed the villagers staring at her with wide eyes, whispering to one another as she passed. A knot of dread formed in her stomach. Something was terribly wrong. Word of the accusations quickly reached the palace. King Adewale, upon hearing the news, was both confused and concerned. He had never believed in such tales of dark magic, but the conviction in the villagers' voices made him uneasy. The king summoned Bola to the palace that evening. As she arrived, her heart pounded in her chest. She feared that Olabasai's jealousy had finally caused something terrible to happen, but she could not imagine the full extent of the damage. "Bola," the king said, his voice calm but stern, "there have been rumors about you, disturbing rumors. Some of the villagers claim that you practice dark magic, that you remove your head and style your hair by night. Is this true?" Bola's face drained of color. She had never imagined the day would come when her secret would be exposed, least of all by a jealous woman like Olabasai. "Your Majesty," she began, her voice trembling, "I would never harm anyone. Yes, I have a gift, but it is not dark magic." King Adewale stared at her, unsure of what to believe. He had fallen deeply in love with her, but now doubt clouded his mind. Could she really be telling the truth? Or was she hiding something even more dangerous? "Show me," the king finally said. "If you truly have nothing to hide, then show me this gift of yours." Bola's heart sank. She knew there was no other way. Reluctantly, she nodded and asked for privacy in one of the palace chambers. The king agreed, and only he remained in the room to witness what she was about to reveal. Taking a deep breath, Bola stood before the king. Slowly, she reached for her neck and, with a delicate touch, removed her head from her body. The king watched in astonishment as she carefully placed her head on her lap, just as she did each night. With her head resting in her hands, she began to style her hair, weaving the intricate braids and patterns that had enchanted him and the entire village. Her movements were